You turn me down a little more.
I don't know if I'm doing anything.
Yeah, the bottom one. Nope. Yep. That one. Turn it down. The other way. Not off. There you go. Okay. There's good.
God, you're terrible.
Well, it's really loud.
You're like me during
She's
oral sex. Jesus.
Super deaf.
To the left, to the right. No. Right there.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. You found it.
All right. Are you ready? Okay. Are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. Here we go.
It does kind of have a 90s sitcom sound to it, doesn't it?
90s, 80s. I don't know. All I know is that for that purpose alone, that intro song alone, I wish we had cameras so that people could see
what we're doing.
Us doing all of our cool Gen X 90s dancing. No, that's 80s. Yeah. That's not 90s. Welcome to The Ugly Truth. This is Jamie, and sitting in for Stephanie, who is out this week, is producer Deb.
Ugh.
I think this is episode 579 or 580?
580.
Okay, it's 580. I've been saying this for years.
It doesn't matter.
I don't want to do it anymore, but I have to now.
Well, people won't know. It's not that it's sequential per se, but
people don't care.
It helps them remember. The numbers help them remember more than the titles, which one they've listened to or not, I think.
Do you have data to back up this information?
I know we get a pretty consistent number on every episode, so.
Okay. Welcome to The Ugly Truth. And Stephanie is out hopefully buying a car, so she took the week off, which is fine. We're busy people. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
Hey, although you make us rich doing this podcast, she will stop doing that. And she will be here with bells on every week.
We'll do a show every day if you guys want to fund it.
5 days a week. We'll do it. Okay, so...
Gots to have a real job.
We do have a lot of stuff to talk about, actually. Sure. So before we get into our weekend, we were super bougie and did Bastille Day in Napa last week with some lovely friends, Greg and Glenn. Hello, you two. I know you're listening because we're going to be talking about you. But
for the record, we warned you that we were going to talk about you.
They are looking forward to it because I have no bad review. I have no bad reviews.
No,
at all. None. Anyway, so before we start talking about that, really quick, we have to talk about Comic-Con is going on.
Yes, it is, and
it's so fun if you're into any kind of entertainment, whether it's Marvel or DC or comic books or cartoons or whatever. We got to go, I think it's been 5 years now or 6 years.
5 or 6, yeah.
God, I can't believe it's been that long. And it was really fun then.
Yeah.
Bob's Burgers was just becoming popular, and I was trying to get into the panel. I tried to sneak in. They're so freaking strict.
Hall H is no joke, man.
Yeah. I mean, we did get into Hall H. We got to see Guillermo del Toro. We got to see the Simpsons panel. We got to see some cool shit. But didn't we see the Family Guy one too?
Yeah, it was all in the same thing.
Yeah, I don't think we just didn't leave. Yeah. We just stayed for everything. But Bob's Burgers panel was the next day, and man, we couldn't get in. I was so irritated. I tried so hard. It's not like concerts. You can't show someone your boobs and get in. They don't care. And ironically, you would think that would be the place where you could show someone your boobs and go, hey, do you want to see boobs for the first time? Let me into Hall H. You would think it would work, but no, they have girls doing it. Still nothing.
They've seen plenty of animated boobs. They don't need to see.
Well, you would think it would work, but it doesn't. It does not work at Comic-Con. I wish it did. We would have gotten into everything if it had worked.
Front row.
Oh well. Anyway, so that's going on. So they've released all the Marvel, all the shit. Thoughts on some of the stuff. Daredevil's coming. I'm so excited because they're using the original actor from the Netflix series.
Yep.
I cannot remember his name right now. But if you know who it is, he's a cutie pie. He was in Boardwalk Empire. Charlie Cox, yes. He was in Boardwalk Empire, and he also did Daredevil, and he did such a good job.
So good.
So that's coming.
The Netflix series one.
The Wakanda Forever teaser trailer came out, and I don't know about anybody else, but I got a little verklumped.
Epic. It's going to be epic.
I don't know what is going to happen. There's always been the rumor that the sister is going to take over. But if you follow the comics, she dies in the comics. So we don't even know if it's going to be her. It'll be interesting.
She's in it.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't. Well, they make it clear there's a Black Panther in the movie right at the end of the teaser, but they do not tell you who it is.
Yeah.
They also make it, I think, pretty clear she's pregnant. and that a baby is born.
I don't know if it's her or if it's Lupita Nyong'o's character who's pregnant.
That's who I said. That's who I was talking about. Lupita Nyong'o.
Well, anyway, there's
It wouldn't be the sister. It would be the...
So Marvel releasing all of the calendar of all of their cool shit because there's always those epic finales.
Yep.
So they're gearing us up toward that.
They went all out too.
They did.
They basically said that this next movie will end phase 4, and then they announced 5 and 6, and people were blown away by the two phases. Did they tell us what?
Do we know what it is, or did only people in Comic-Con find out?
Well, now everybody knows because they put the stuff up. But phase 5 has got Guardians of the Galaxy 3 in it.
Somebody said they were crying after the trailer.
People
and they didn't.
Guardians trailer?
Yeah, they didn't release it to. People in Hall H said what they saw made them cry, and that the crew was crying.
Oh wow! No, I didn't know.
It was a little blurb I saw.
Yeah, but I just saw the segment where they talked about all the movies coming out, and the only thing they talked about for phase 6, I forget what the first thing was. Oh, Fantastic Four.
Yes.
So Fantastic Four will hit phase 6.
I gotta tell you,
there's 2 Avenger movies in the same year.
Fantastic Four has not been able to be done right ever. Like, it's just never been good. I hope this is the time that it's good. Anyway, so it's been really fun to see all the things.
Agreed.
This is the first time where I kind of wish that we had gone, but it's okay. I mean, it's hard to go, first of all. It's almost impossible to get tickets.
Well, especially after they haven't had it for a couple of years. So
I can't even believe that we got them that we even ever got to go. But all I know is I see it and go, oh, that'd be so fun. And then I remember my experience and go, it looks super colorful and fun. And then you go there and you're like, there's a lot of BO here. There's a lot of hungover people. There's a lot of people.
You know what I think for me, for what it was like is that now that I see it, like I see all the announcements, I see all the cool stuff. Now I'm like, you know what? It was cool to have gone because now I know what those people are experiencing. But I'm cool with just reading about it and seeing it now.
Especially because half the stuff, actually 75% of the stuff you see on Twitter or on social media, you can't access when you're there. You have to see it on Twitter just like everybody else because you can't get in.
Yeah,
the halls are impossible to get into. You can't experience everything.
Hall H is the mecca that is near impossible.
It is.
When we were there,
Hall H sleeping.
Hall H was the big. It was all the big Star Wars announcements that they made, and remember they ended up giving everybody lightsabers and taking them outside and doing a whole orchestra of Star Wars. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. But yeah, I know it was definitely fun to experience one time, but I don't need to go again.
No. And then, I have all this leftover stuff that I can't get rid of because it's collectible, but I also can't. I tried to sell it online and it's like $5. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
What am I going to do? My kids are going to inherit all this Comic-Con stuff when I die, and they're going to go, why did she do this to us? Give it to Goodwill. And it's just going to end up where I should have put it anyway.
My favorite non-movie announcement or non-show announcement, like non-trailer or whatever, was the announcement of action figures from the 2nd season of The Mandalorian.
Apparently, this is not Bill Burr's first action figure.
What?
What
other action figure was
apparently when The Mandalorian came out, and he came, and there was one.
So this is a new one?
This is an updated one, which I was only informed of when I posted that picture in the Bill Burr subreddit.
And then somebody said
everybody was like, oh, and then there's some, this isn't the first one. There's another one. And I'm like, oh, thanks a lot.
That's exactly the kind of person that Bill Burr would be like, you know what? Fuck you.
Well, we're going to find out what he feels about his Boston Red Sox losing to the Toronto Blue Jays 29-5 or whatever, some insane score. That's crazy.
Anyway, Comic-Con, good to go one
Super
time.
Super fun, can't wait.
Lots of cool announcements.
I say I'm jealous and I want to go, but realistically, I had more fun when we were just in San Diego hanging out with people versus, And that was the year we went and hung out with your friends Janelle and Nick Nappy, and we almost got into a bar fight.
We did.
Because of that stupid idiot wearing a horse head. Wouldn't stop backing up into me.
Yeah.
I think he was doing it on purpose.
I don't know.
I think he was.
We'll have to go find those episodes again. Those were funny.
Those were really funny. So on that note, as far as television is we have to talk about Alone for 30 seconds.
All right.
Okay, and we don't do spoilers here, so if you're
we do spoilers.
That's
we
what
just
I mean.
don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit. I gotta tell you, I'm with you. I think Carrie Lee's gonna win it.
I think she can win.
I think she wins. She's not suffering.
Yeah.
The other men are suffering.
Well,
they're struggling.
This is what I think. I think that Carrie's either gonna go quickly in the next episode and be done
because of the food issues.
Or she's going to make it. She's going to get lucky. She's going to get another muskrat.
So many traps.
Something. Right. She's going to get, she just got a squirrel. Like she's definitely got the mental fortitude to do it.
She's acting like this is just another day in the hood for her. Like literally, she's like, well, I hope I get animals. She's like, no more fishing.
Yeah.
But the other guys are like going, I miss my wife. I struggle all my life. And she's just like, anyway,
singing songs.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm still thinking her shelter is way too freezing. Like it's very porous.
Yeah.
But she's reinforced it. We just didn't see her do it.
I wonder if...
But she's just like living her best life out there.
You know what? I wonder if because they're already teasing the next season, which is
it's
an all-stars
mm-hmm.
in the snow, basically in the same spot.
In the same spot.
So
yeah.
I wonder if they did that because none of these fools made it past 60 days. Like they probably didn't make it that far into the snow. I think that's what's going to happen. I don't think they're going to make it that far into the winter, and they knew it. And so they're like, let's do another thing and let's get them out here because we made a big fucking deal about this is polar bear country.
Right.
And we're 95% of the way through the show and there's barely snow on the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be obviously, but I don't think they're going to get very deep into this winter without this thing ending.
Adam tapped and what I found really compelling, what he said was, you can't make it on small game. You will not win on small game. And he's not wrong.
Yeah.
I think that Timojin is next to go. I think he's starting to miss his mother and his girlfriend quite a bit. He talks about them all the time. And he's struggling with food. But Juan Ramon has already decided. Oh, it's Juan Pablo. Sorry. Juan Pablo has already decided he's starving himself for 20 days.
I think he will get.
And Carrie Lee.
I think he's going to win unless he gets pulled.
He looks great.
I understand that. I'm just saying he's clearly not going anywhere unless they drag him out of there, right? So that's one thing. The second reason that makes me think that is he's gotten the least amount of camera time this whole season.
Oh, you're right.
And it's clearly a pattern that once they know you're going to be gone from an editing.
They give you everything.
Because obviously this thing was all over before they ever edited anything, right?
Of course.
So the more camera time you get, the less time you've got left.
They literally dump all your footage on the day that you're leaving.
He gets the least amount of time and has. He's had, I could be wrong on this, but I'm fairly certain there's probably been a couple of episodes where he's not even in them.
Anyway, it's a great show, and I'm so glad that there's another one coming. I'm so excited, and all of those contestants I'm fans of. This is the first season ever where I liked every single person
I think they're all good.
I don't care when they tapped out. I like them all.
No, they all had good skills, and my sentimental vote is Carrie, but I'm not sure because not only would she be the first woman, I think she'd be the oldest also.
It would be awesome.
Yeah.
But then I would like it if Juan Pablo won too.
It would be interesting though,
Timojin.
because
I mean, they're all amazing. So to me, I really think it's going to be down to Juan Pablo and Carrie Lee, and barring injury or illness, I'd be happy with either one.
It makes me wonder though, is it because she's older, less attached, more in tune, lives this life all the time kind of thing?
She does live indigenously.
It does not feel like she knows a lot. I mean, she was making fruit leather and
she lives in a yurt.
Yeah, so she knows
in Idaho.
It's gnarly. So
well, speaking of accommodations that are meager, let's talk about our recap weekend to Napa. Bastille Day is in July, and in Napa, because there's a lot of French influence in the valley.
Yeah, I mean, especially where we were. Thomas Keller pretty much owns every restaurant. He's
in
obviously
Yountville.
French Laundry, French.
Our daughter goes to school there, so we're like, hey, let's go. And we have been members of this wine this wine club forever, and they always have these amazing events. We've never done one. We're like, you know what? this is the year we're going to go. So we decided Bastille Day weekend, we're going to do this lobster and champagne event. We had never done it before. And we were so excited. But our friends, Glenn and Greg, they this weekend aligns with their 25-year anniversary of being together. And so they're like, hey, no.
Just being together, right? Right. Of course. Sorry.
Because,
got it. Sorry, I forgot.
Anyway, so we're like, hey, let's get together. Let's go to the Bastille Day event on Saturday together. It'll be so fun. We'll have a great time. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. So we get a condo because all the hotels are booked because everybody's coming.
Yep.
So we get this cute little condo, and it's perfect.
Yeah, it was great.
It's perfect. And it was so funny. We all show up.
It looks better than it did in the pictures.
It did, and it was cute. And so we all show up, and we're like, well, we only brought 1 Magnum and 5 bottles of wine. Do you think this is going to be enough?
We went through everything but the Magnum.
We went through most of it day one. Day one.
There was a lot of corks on the counter.
It was fun. And so we're like, yeah, let's go to Oxbow. So we immediately show up, immediately drink a bottle of wine and go, we must go to Oxbow and get some more.
Yeah,
so
get some food or wine or whatever.
Had a great time, had cocktails and a glass of wine and some food, and then get back. And here's the deal. I remember most of the weekend. Saturday, not a whole lot.
Really?
Nope. I mean, I become.
I mean, I was there, but I didn't realize that you were that.
Well, I was fine until the second trip to Bottega.
Yeah.
Did we? Okay. So anyway, Friday night we go to this amazing event.
Yeah. So we split up and did different things on Friday night. So we check in the condo, we get our pregame on. We go to separate things. They go to a restaurant that they've been wanting to go to for a long time. We go to our very first event at this winery. We've been members at forever. This lobster and champagne event.
Yes. Which was so fun.
So fun. It was fun to be there after hours. We've never been there that late. See the sunset over the vines.
And it's a beautiful winery.
Right.
It's all champagne and
They
Pinot.
had an accordion and violin player doing all kinds of French stuff.
I don't even know. And you knew a French song. I'm like, what are you saying?
Yeah.
And they're all, it's from Ratatouille. And I'm like, oh, okay. It's a Disney song. Okay.
No, it's not. It was in Ratatouille.
It's from a Disney song, Disney movie. But what was hilarious is we didn't know anybody. It was just me and you. We didn't know anyone. And everybody else kind of knew each other.
Yeah, it was weird.
And I'm like, how do they
Well, because they go to a lot of events, but then we found out really why they know each other.
Yeah, and so what was funny is the host told us before we even went to this event, they said, you will be able to drink as much as you can drink. Your glass will be full constantly with the Le Rêve, which is their high-end champagne. You will never, ever need to ask. And we're like, okay.
We better Uber then.
So we Ubered. And so we're sitting there, and we're not being let into where we're sitting for our dinner yet. So we're sitting in the main area having appetizers, and they bring out champagne, but it's not the fancy champagne. I'm like, what is this swill? What are they giving us? And it's like,
and it's better than 80% of the stuff you're going to buy at a store. But
first of all, I was joking.
Yeah, I know.
But then they start, and she's like, would you like an hors d'oeuvre? And I go, oh, this looks lovely on a piece of endive with all this beautiful. I'm like, what is this? She goes, oh, well, it's goat cheese. I'm like, get it away from me. And from that point until we left,
the whole weekend,
you I
asked
had
if
to
any
ask.
food had goat cheese in it.
And here's the problem. I don't like being that person. I don't like being the person that has to go, is there goat cheese in this? But I hate it so much that I don't want to pay for anything because everything's incredibly expensive. I'm not paying for something if there's goat cheese on it. I know I sounded like a broken record, and I know eyes were rolling. I know this. There's nothing I can do. Do you want me to just suck it up and not eat it?
It's a hill you will die on for sure.
I can't not ask. And I hated doing it. Yeah. I hated it, but I had to. Anyway, and you know what?
Even the stuff that clearly was not even cheese.
Like what? Like the
anything.
Salmon?
Yeah, like anything.
That was a moose, and I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
All right. Well, fair enough. It doesn't matter. Got to be safe.
We sit down. They lead us in. We sit down. It's beautiful. And everybody's like, la, 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 la. And then ultimately, there's a new CEO of this winery. She goes, I know most of you are here because you go on the cruises that we do. And we went, oh. everybody goes on cruises.
Yeah, because the winery has these they
do these amazing
with the
cruises
winemaker excursion
with
type
the
things,
with the retired winemaker.
Yep.
She still does the cruises because the new CEO, who's about our age or younger, she's like, I don't really like the cruises. I'm like, girl, I'm your friend because I'm not going on any cruise. I'm not a fan.
I thought her idea was great, which is like, let's all fly to France, do the land thing, and come back. I'm like,
down.
Done.
Like, you do that, I'll be there.
Right.
But I'm not getting on a boat.
No.
So they all knew each other from the cruise.
Right.
All of them. And I'm not complaining, it was just an observation, I'd say half the people there were gay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what have we come upon? Like, this is like the mecca. It was, first of all, incredible.
Super diverse for Nat.
It was amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're like, well, we're getting lobster dish. We're going to get a lobster dinner. I had no idea what to expect. And I'm like, do you think we're going to get a whole lobster? And you're like, I don't know, probably just a tail and then, whatever. And out comes this humongous lobster.
This tray.
Huge lobster.
10 by 10, easy. Maybe a foot by a foot. It's a silver tray. They clearly and in it is basically a lobster boil. There's 3 or 4 potatoes. There's an entire steamed artichoke. There's corn on the cob. There's shrimp.
Sausage.
There's a full kielbasa type sausage, and then on top of all of it is one of the biggest lobsters I've ever seen on a plate.
I think I named mine Raphael.
Something.
It was so large.
You gave it a name immediately.
Oh,
but
was it Sanchez? I can't remember.
It did dawn on me that's how they actually don't go through as much champagne as you would think that they go through. Is because we only found out about halfway through that they do keep your glass full, but you gotta
chug it.
You gotta go.
You and I started chugging.
Well, we're at the end because at the beginning,
we're just sipping away
because this lobster is not cracked.
No, you have to do
everything yourself. So the first half of the dinner, you're not drinking any champagne because you're trying to get to the lobster meat in this thing. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Now that my lobster's mostly gone, let's start pounding this good
All I know is I turned to you and I said, we got to start chugging.
Yeah.
Because I'm not buzzed at all. And we took an Uber. So let's go.
Yeah. It was fun.
We had a good time.
Yeah,
it was super fun. We go back, we party longer. And then finally Glenn goes, I have to go to bed, you guys. And it was like midnight. I'm like, okay, everybody, good night. So we went to bed, wake up the next morning. We're like, oh shit, it's time to go. Hit the back. Okay, so this Bastille Day event is cool because it's essentially it's in Yountville. It's by all these amazing restaurants that are owned by the same guy. Excuse me, the same guy. They set up these big tents, and there are stations all over of different foods that you can buy, all French food.
Yeah, so you buy tickets in advance. It's literally like a really fancy fair, but instead of rides, you're using your tickets for food and drink.
And alcohol. So you can buy those little mini bottles of champagne. Yep. You can buy cocktails. You can buy beer. They have popcorn, which was soggy that no one liked.
Popcorn, truffle popcorn wasn't that good, but everything else we
Greg's
had.
face. He's like, oh, what's this? He puts it, he's like, oh.
He spit it out, I think, in the garbage.
It was gross.
But that was just and honestly, I had to go pretty close to the little kids area they had set aside to go get that.
What was really cool was our daughter who goes to school at the cooking school.
Her CIA.
And I think almost everybody who is working the stations are students of the Culinary Academy. So they're all there working, getting to meet Chef Keller, who's a world-renowned chef. Everybody knows who he is. If you know anything
Michelin
about
star chef in America.
He owns the French Laundry, all of it. Everybody knows him. So he's wandering around, and here's what's hilarious is, first of all, let me just tell you this. Glenn has no fear of people. He gives zero fucks who you are. If he's it's been suggested that he should do something or he decides on his own, he's going to do it.
He will start a conversation with literally anyone.
No fear. And I admire it because I would rather just stare at people and go, ew, what is
We're people watchers. He's people
hardcore.
Talker.
So he's like, oh, there he is. He goes, Chef Keller. He just flags him down.
Like he knows him.
Greg's got a mouthful of crepe.
It worked.
And he turns around. He's like, yes, hello. He goes, hi, Chef Keller. Oh, we love this. We admire your event. This is great. And he looks at me. He's like, where do you live? He's literally like, do I know you? Because
are you locals?
Yeah, because they're acting as they should, like he's just a normal human, because he is. And so
he's
they're
probably the most known chef that's not on television in America,
yeah.
I would bet.
Yes, I think you're correct. So he's looking at him confused, like, do we know each other? And they're like, no. But they're like, but our daughter, our friend's daughter is right there. And they point at Mackenzie, like, Mackenzie, that's her, and all that stuff. And he's like, oh, okay, thank you. Have a good time. And he fist bumps and walks away. And then I noticed, I'm like, Chef Keller has a black eye. Is no one going to discuss why? And I'm like, did you ask about the black eye, Greg? He's like, no. I'm like, oh, you'll flag him down, but we won't ask about the black eye on his face. But it's okay. We're like, well, maybe it's Botox, but no.
Bar fight.
None of those things, but who knows?
Frying pan to the face.
So then the band starts to play.
Yeah. This
Cajun band.
That's a little bluesy Cajun-y.
Blues, Cajun. I mean, the man had one of those aluminum things that you put on your chest like a washboard.
Yeah, it was a washboard.
Not a real one.
Well, but it was a musical washboard. Yeah.
So we're just standing there. First of all, it is so hot.
Oh, it was pretty hot.
It's so hot.
We were under
like
a tent, and we had AC pumping and everything.
I didn't feel a thing.
Hot.
We were dying.
Yeah, it was hot.
So we're standing there. It's so hot. And then we're just basically...
The food was really good, though.
Tagging out. Everyone's like, okay, you go get this. We'll come back. We'll hold on to this table because it's getting crowded and everybody's looking for a place. This is our place. And then the dancing begins. And it's mostly women who are dancing. It's
the spouses of the guys on the stage.
So are you gonna defend, or am I gonna be able to talk shit? I don't know.
You can talk shit. I'm not defending him. I'm not. I'm just saying, to say that dancing began is an overstatement.
So look, you know what? And I even said this. I'm like, hey, let them live their best life. Who am I to judge? I'm not dancing. I'm just standing here, right, eating whatever food we were eating at the time. And so
the champagne was too many tickets for people to be hammered. Let's just put it that way.
That's true. So this woman was dancing, and she was wearing a black sheer covering with, I can only hope, was a black bikini underneath. And she was dancing with her friend, and her friend was going a little crazy on the dance floor. And these are older women. These are not youngsters.
Yeah.
And so Greg goes, oh boy, she's really filled with the spirit.
Oh God.
And you were getting me a champagne.
Yeah, I just walked up to it.
And I turned to Greg and I'm all blah, 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 blah.
Like you were speaking in tongues.
And you walk up and you're all, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm speaking in tongues. And you're all,
he's filled with the spirit.
Why? And I'm like, because she's filled with the spirit. It's like, this only worked in my mind. I don't think anybody else understood what I was doing. I mean,
no one.
I don't know what I was doing.
Saturday was your day, though.
I did say that Saturday was going to be my day. I said, nope, today's the day. I'm going to drink. So we were so hot, and the food was good, but I mean, you can only eat so much before you're like, okay, why are we just standing here?
And it's all rich too. Like it's all
French food.
I mean, literally, I had a sandwich that was a pate sandwich. So it was like,
yeah, and it was good. But
everything was good. I'm just saying.
So we head across the street, go to Bottega, which is our most favorite restaurant ever.
Yep.
Have some cocktails, which weren't that great. And it was hot. They made us sit outside. I'm like, this fucking sucks. So we hung out for like, I don't even think it was a half hour. And we finally go home.
Yeah.
We change. And so now, regardless of how much we felt like we didn't have, we actually had quite a bit of alcohol.
Yep.
And Greg and I planned, it was time that we wanted to go back out.
Yeah.
And so we said, he goes, hey, let's sled it up and go back to Bottega because there's a really hot bartender there. We can flirt with them. I'm like, okay, that sounds great. So somehow we convinced everybody that we're all going back out again.
Yeah, Glenn and myself did not do a good job.
You didn't gatekeep at all.
Thwarting that return.
So Greg and I go, and I find I had brought a slutty dress that I was going to wear out so that it was very low. And so we go back to Bottega and proceed to get our drink on. When I told Greg that he had a whiskey, he's like, I drank brown liquid? Like, are you insane? I'm like, you did. In fact, we had so much to drink that the manager of Bottega actually comped our first round.
So we wouldn't go broke.
I guess so. He's like, first round's on us. I'm like, oh, thanks. Not even thinking a thing of it.
Well, he probably comped the first round because Glenn had enough to the point where he was falling asleep at the bar. So
I did not, you know what?
It wasn't that bad. It really wasn't,
notice.
But he was definitely dozing. It was like, and it wasn't from being hammered or anything. He was drunk for sure, but like we all were, but it was a combination of drunk and tired. So, cause I mean, we had been out in the heat and out at it all day. So
is Greg and I are sitting in the corner and
flirting with the not gay bartender.
Mm-hmm. And finally at one point, Greg and I remember this now.
Yeah.
so he was like, oh man, I can't believe. I go, hey, you know what? Every once in a while we get a cute one. Okay, they're not all gay. Some of them are straight.
The girls have to win sometimes.
Every once in a while, a good looking one's got to come our way. Every once in a while.
Funny.
But he was like, oh man, and he kept unbuttoning her button. He goes, is this too slutty? I'm like, no. And I'm like, is this too slutty? He goes, absolutely not. Your breasts are just exploding out of it. I'm like, awesome, So it's somewhere in my pea brain, I was thinking we should go to another bar. And I know
that I would have cut off.
I know that Greg would have been like, yes.
And the bar you wanted to go to is like the dive bar.
Yeah, because it's open till 2 a.m. because everything else closes down so early.
Because there's no that's probably one of the few that's actually a bar. Everything else is a restaurant or a hotel with a bar in it.
Right. So what I realized when I started to sober up a bit was this is why when my sisters and I go out, we end up leaving at 4 a.m. and finding trouble wherever we go because there is no Jiminy Cricket in our lives. It's just us going yes to everything. And if it was up to Greg and I, we would have been at Ponch's. We would have been drinking shitty beer or who knows what,
Somebody
crappy wine. No, probably. I don't know. Not until the end, but we would have continued. We would have walked down to that bar and had a grand old time.
And you're not walking to Ponch's. That thing's like 3/4 of a mile away. You would not have.
Do you know we walked 2 miles
that day?
Yes.
That was probably chasing down Ubers.
Anyway, I was so like, it makes so much sense to me now.
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Because we have no gatekeepers.
If you don't have that conscience on your shoulder.
We had no Greg. We had no Glenn or Daryl telling us, perhaps this isn't the wisest thing to do. Maybe
I was down to go out again, but it was I was not going to let it go past Bottega.
Well,
because that was going to be a long night.
It was fun,
it was
and I'm really glad we did it.
I am too. And then we partied a little bit the next day, slowly.
I was very surprised.
Slowly,
but then to celebrate 25 years together.
Yes,
we took them to one of the fanciest brunches I've ever been to.
It was stupendous.
It was amazing. And so we had this wonderful thing. We ordered a bottle of champagne. It was funny because Glenn wakes up, he declares, I think I'm done with wine for now. Yeah. And so everybody's like, oh, really? He goes, yes, I think I've had my share. I think I'm done. No wine. And so we get to the restaurant. They're like, you get a glass of champagne with your brunch. We're like, bring it on. And we're like, we'll have another bottle. Next thing you know what? Hair of the dog. It works every time.
It helped.
And then we go to Mom. Oh, and this was what was great is our neighbors at the condo was this huge group of women who were a sorority and they were doing like a reunion. It was like
a sorority reunion or something.
And and so they were at our final stop, which was Mom, and they were all literally from across the winery, Glenn! And they're like, he's like, what is that? And it's all these women. They're like, come, say hello.
We had done the whole balcony to balcony conversation at the condo. Yeah.
So they walked over and they were celebrated.
Yeah.
And then, we had our little glass and then you know what? This is the second time this has happened. Glenn's all, I need a couch and a television. I need to get out of here.
Yeah, it was time.
At some point at Bottega, and I don't even know why or when, I kissed Greg's hand.
I did not know that.
I don't know why I did it.
That's weird.
I know. I think it was because I felt bad because the bartender wasn't gay.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure.
Greg, I'm sorry I left her unattended for even a millisecond.
So many weird things. Apparently, I had a wonderful phone conversation with our daughter that I do not remember. We invited them to come to Bottega with us.
Oh, right, because she was telling you all about her day with Chef Keller and everything.
Yes,
right? I do remember that. Yeah.
And she's like, "Yeah, you guys never called." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I didn't even know you were invited. I had no idea."
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think
She said I invited her to Bottega
for
the second round. I have no recollection.
Oh,
she says we waited around for a little bit. I'm like, there was just no way that did not stay in my brain.
Right.
Anyway, it was a great weekend.
Super fun.
Came home and I didn't think I was hungover, but I think I was just really, really tired.
Yeah.
It took 3 days to get over that. Those two are dangerous.
They are.
Dangerous. It's like being with my sisters all the time.
Yeah, that's
all the time.
That's about as I think Greg specifically is going to be about as close as you can get to being with your sisters without being with your sisters.
It is. It's amazingly fun. It's so fun.
Yeah.
But it is absolutely.
I would do it again. It was super fun.
You're gonna have to at least attempt to say, maybe we should stop at the second bar. Maybe we should do a third bar.
Basically, we should have stayed and drank that Magnum in the condo and enjoyed the condo instead of going back out again.
I don't know.
I mean, he wanted to see you guys wanted to see the bartender again.
It was fun going out.
Remember his name?
Ira?
No. Yes. The Jewish Mexican bartender.
Ezra?
No.
I don't remember.
Ian.
Oh! And you know what I found?
You called him Ira multiple times.
I did. And I do remember this. Greg was really pissed because he's like, can you please take a picture of his ass because I have no service in this bar? And I went, yeah, sure. So I took
because he liked his jeans.
I woke up the next day and I'm like, why do I have a photo of the bartender's ass on my... And so I sent it to him. Ultimately, he goes, oh, I got it. Finally.
That's great.
It was so funny.
Super
anyway,
fun.
Do you have an ugly and awkward moment of the week?
I do.
Nope. Oops.
Jeez. The abruptness of it all. Yeah, I do actually. So I'll try and make the story quick, but basically I was traveling for work and I had to go through Denver on the way there and back through Denver on the way back because basically the same exact flight there and back. It was to Nashville.
Oh, yes. You got to go to Jason Aldean's place.
Oh, my God.
How was it?
It's terrible.
Really?
It's terrible.
Are you just not into the honky tonk scene?
Well,
because I've heard.
So
I'll be honest
first
with
of
you.
all, wait. There is nothing honky tonk about anything with the name Jason Aldean on it. First of all, these are not outlaw country. These are douche country.
Okay,
but you follow me on this though?
I
want to be clear. Every fucking restaurant has some Luke Bryan, Jason Aldean bullshit name on it. Mm-hmm. Florida to Georgia line kitchen,
right?
Whatever. Like every one of them, and every one of them is exactly the same. Now, it's cool to have a stage and that there's live music everywhere, and that part of it is cool. But no, I don't even want to waste time on that. Those places, it's terrible.
Okay.
Anyway, I mean, if you like where we should have gone was All Red. Like I at least like Blake Shelton. Like I at least like him. But everywhere else that we walked by that had a name on it was like. Everybody's like, we're going next door. I go, isn't that the Florida Georgia Line kitchen? They're like, yeah. I'm like, no.
Well, what's weird is, doesn't it kind of cater to that fan?
For sure.
Like if you go to Jason Aldean's kitchen or whatever it's called, there's going to be a lot of girls in booty shorts and cowboy boots. There's going to be a lot of
I guess
20-something guys.
Like I much rather would have gone to like the Johnny Cash Museum or something.
Well, yeah, because you're old. You don't want it. You're not looking to get later party.
I get it. So anyway, travel there, travel back. On the way there, I kind of wait till the last minute to line up, and I'm sitting a gate over. So I'm like, all right, well, I better go. And so I put all my shit together. I was waiting for the plane during the layover, and I walk away and I get on the plane. Get on the plane, we start taxiing. Haven't even taken off, started taxiing. In front of me is a child who's, as it turns out, well-behaved most of the flight, but right when they were getting on, they were being fussy. I was like, you know what? Good time to put the headphones on. Reached down into my backpack, no headphones.
Uh-oh.
I had, in my effort of packing, had left them hanging on the thing, and they're nice, like Bose headphones, whatever. So I was like, God damn it. So anyway, we take off, and I think I even chatted with you when I got back. I left my headphones. I turned in a lost and found. I did the whole thing. So I'm thinking, I'll probably never see him again, so I order some. United calls me. We found your headphones. I'm like, sweet. But here's what they did. They go, we found your headphones. Please call this number. Okay, like nothing like what to do, like just call the number. I call 3 times, voicemail. And it's like, and this is the greeting on the voicemail. Please leave a voicemail.
You realize this is basically the DMV of the sky.
Correct.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm like, okay, you know what? I've got about an hour and 20-minute layover on the way back. I'm going to try and find the headphones. Worst case scenario, they ship them to me, right? So I go all the way to my gate. I'm in Terminal A. I got to go to Terminal B. I get to Terminal B. They go, oh, you have to not only go back to the main terminal, you're going to have to get these headphones at Lost and Found where the luggage things are, pick up, and you're going to have to go back through security again.
Yay.
And I'm like, okay, well, I know they're there because they told me they were there, so I'll go down. Anyway,
you got them.
I get down there. They send me to carousel 16, then to 14, then to 12, then back to 16. And mind you, you don't have an hour and 20 minutes in your layover. You have like 40 minutes in your layover because you got to board a half hour early. So now I'm stressing because now I don't have the headphones in my hand and I'm supposed to be boarding.
Right.
So they finally give them to me, but now I've got to get from main terminal to A to B. And of course, my gate's all the way at the end of B. Like I'm at 60, I got to get to 8. Run. I have never run this. I haven't run this fast or this much in decades.
Oh boy.
I am sweating trying to get to my plane. Literally dripping in sweat trying to get to my plane. I'm weak. Anyway.
You're weak.
This is why it's important. I get about 5 or 6 gates away and I stumble because I just can't lift my legs.
Dude, if you had fallen in the airport.
I didn't fully fall, but I stumble. My shoes, I'm clearly tired. My tennis shoes catch to the thing.
Oh
my glasses fly off my head. I drop my bag. I didn't actually go down, but I stopped. I said, okay. And I look and I go, I can see a line, which means they haven't closed the door yet. So I'm like, okay, calm down, get your shit together. I pick up my glasses.
Did people be like, sir, are you okay?
I walk the rest of the way. I get on the plane and I finally get on the plane. And, you're just boarding and they're like, hi, welcome aboard. Hi, welcome aboard. She's like, hi, welcome aboard. I'm like, can I have some water, please? I'm literally dying right now. So Anyway, I almost fell in the airport. I did kind of fall. I just didn't fall on the ground.
I would have fallen on the ground.
Yeah, it was
tripped.
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing. Not as embarrassing probably as the guy that I saw them medically helping off of one of those moving walkways.
Wait, what?
So
was he in a wheelchair?
No.
So what do you mean medically helping?
I'll tell you. So as I'm literally running on these things, they've got one of them closed. There's 2 that go in the same direction. One of them is closed off. I'm like, shit. So I go to the other one. And as I'm going by, they've literally got those little blue and red light, like cop motorcycle things that they have in the airport. And they're blocking this whole thing off. And this guy's laying down. They've got a stretcher.
What the hell?
I don't know.
Oh, so you don't really know then.
This fool took a pretty good fall, apparently, because they had to stop the whole thing and put this guy on a stretcher.
Maybe he passed out.
Maybe. Maybe he was also running to his flight.
Didn't make it.
And fall and didn't
he
make
didn't
it.
make it.
So anyway, I almost fell in the airport, and there were easily 1,000 people in the area.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people.
The only time that I had to run, it was a connecting flight, and it was in Phoenix. And Phoenix it's a big airport. And of course, fucking Dallas, late. So I finally land, and they're holding the plane for you, but they're giving you like 5 minutes to get there.
Yeah. And
I was sitting in the middle seat between 2 men, and I couldn't get up. One was very large, and the other one was using me as a pillow, and I just couldn't get up, and it was horrible. So I got up going, I can't wait. I'm going to run. I'm going to pee, and then I'll just go to my next gate. And they're like, we're an hour late. They're waiting for you.
Oh shit.
So they're like, you need to run. And I'm like, all right. So I run. I wet my pants.
Oh my God.
Literally wet my pants. I was one of 3 passengers going back because it was the final flight for the evening.
Yeah, which means you would have been stuck.
Well, not only that, but I mean, I was so grateful that they waited. I mean, they had like all the catering shit for the week on the front of the plane. Like they had all this stuff. There were pilots and flight attendants sitting, and I had a whole row to myself. It was glorious, but I had to throw my underwear away in the bathroom.
Jesus.
Yeah, it sucked.
Yeah, no, it's no fun. I actually meant to, before the show, because I knew I was going to tell you this, my ugly. I actually meant to look it up because I'm pretty sure it was 1.5 miles to 2 miles that I had to run.
Just check your phone; it'll tell you.
I'm gonna there's a physical way to do it. And by the way, had to get through security again. Just happened that morning to get clear on top of the TSA pre-check, so I got through there like lightning, but
Thank
still
goodness.
left my belt.
Yes.
Like an idiot, like whatever. Anyway, it was.
That's
very
an extensive awkward moment, but thank you for sharing.
Yeah, that's all right. I've heard your awkward moments for 579 episodes. There are quite a few extensive ones. I'm not going to worry about
mine. Aren't extensive. Mine are very simple.
Okay.
I have no story with mine. Mine is we were sitting at the restaurant at the bougie fancy brunch.
Oh, okay. Regis Sova.
Mm-hmm. Suddenly, it's one of those things where you're talking and there's like a lot of music and a lot of chatter. So you're like, la, la, la. And I'm just talking. All of a sudden, the music stopped. The server came up and there was suddenly no chatter in the entire area. And I said, it's not a secret that I have a big ass, everybody. And I said it really loud. And the server went.
At the perfect time. I'm going to turn around.
Here's your strawberries and cream. Thank you.
Are you saving your other one for the...
I don't even know what it is.
We were on the deck upstairs.
I am saving that one. Yes, because we have a lot of Animal Planet to discuss.
Definitely tune in for that one because it was a good one.
Yeah, and Stephanie has her own Animal Planet, so I'm saving all the animals for the next episode. Anyway, with all that being said, I don't think there's anything else to discuss.
I think we covered all of Napa for sure. Awkward moments, alone.
Yeah.
Oh, and Comic-Con. Yeah, good stuff, man.
Anyway, so thank you so much for listening. Stephanie will be back for our next episode or not. No, I don't know. No, she will be. She will be. Thank you so much for listening. If you love our show, please rate and review on your most favorite playing streaming service, whatever that happens to be.
Podcast platform, maybe?
Yes, and follow us on all of our social media. Just Google Ugly Truth and you'll find it. We're everywhere. We even have a TikTok.
UGLEE.
All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. Bye.
Peace.